Let's see if I can get this here. You look at that. This is why the temperature change. It's like 20 degrees warmer today. The whole sky's full of them. That big long one, I actually watched them make while I was driving over here. Watched it get dumped out of the back of a plane, but you know, it's just a conspiracy theory. Chemtrails aren't real, they're not modifying the weather at all. So anyway, Friday the 20th, such a beautiful day. And I was walking and saw the sky and figured, make another quick video, why not? Since I can now, at least, you know, like this for now. I'm gonna, you know, start putting things together into a much more formatted, better way now that I've picked up a few skills. Because really, this is what I think I'm going to have to do from now until the time I die. There's certainly no work rushing my way after the things I say on here, I'm sure. You know, but I'm sure that's one of the reasons, not to mention the economy and everything the fuck else. But the bottom line is, you know, as my title in yesterday's video was, what the hell else are you doing here? In a more blunt way, I'll say it, than the title. Because, man, this spiritual absence in people, and don't take that to be religious or mystical or, you know, all these things people want to apply. The spiritual aspect of yourself, the energy that animates your body, that is consciousness, that is awareness, that filters through this body into this world to manifest your actions every fucking day, is in such a state of disarray. You know, I mean, why I say that, I just had an example. You know, the one store that I've said on here many times that I go to, the one store, I'll put on a little bandana up to here for 2 minutes door to door, 90 seconds door to door, get my frou-frou drinks, my cigarettes, out the door I go, you know, whatever little sandwich I have to make that day at the deli. And I've been going there forever. All the people are so nice, you know what I mean? So I'm really not trying to cause a problem with them. It's the food I like. So I do it, they leave me alone. Well, way back when, if you saw this here, when it first happened, when I was talking about it on here, back in April, because we've been massing stores since April. Got into an argument with one lady, you know, she's the boss manager and she likes to boss everybody around and all that kind of stuff. Once that power flipped onto her to be able to start throwing people out and telling them they need mass and shit, she turned into a tyrant. And of course, you know, in later times now, her car is covered in Biden flags, you know what I mean? It all makes sense. However, she's left me alone all this time. You know, we've had a few arguments in the beginning, and she always checks me out when I come in, but she just leaves me alone. But today I'm walking out the fucking door and she's walking in, so I'm holding the door for her. She's talking to somebody, an employee, and they're both wearing masks. And I'm holding it because, I don't know, they're talking. I think they're trying to come the fuck in. And they're like, oh, no, we're good. So I go to walk away. Now, when I come out of there, the second I get my shit, I rip that. I don't even pull it down around my neck. I rip it off my face. I hate it. It's the only fucking 90 seconds a day I can't stand fucking that I even do it. But, you know, soon that will be gone. But whatever. Because it's the only place I do it ever, ever, ever. Everywhere else, I refuse to. But like I said, you know, getting in screaming matches with people there, it just wasn't worth it. You know what I mean? I could go somewhere else, or, you know, I choose to fucking do the 90 seconds door to door. Anyway, as I go to walk away, she says to me, you weren't wearing a mask, were you? Now, first of all, I'm all ready to fuck outside. Second of all, I go in there every fucking day, and she always checks to make sure that I am. And thirdly, you know, I do the same routine every fucking day. Rip it off, get my drink, rip it off, walk out the door. In that order. So, I turn around. Yeah, I was. I fucking take it off when I come out here to drink my drink, you know? I mean, like, who are these fucking people? Like, of course, the inside of me from my toes to my head just wanted to go, oh, fuck yourself. But, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get a little better at when to be aggressive and when to be, you know, just, boy, the evil energy inside that body must be just filthy, you know, and try to kind of realize that, which is what I tried to do. I had to sit in my truck, eating my sandwich, you know, doing shakalak lock locks and shit, you know what I mean? Looking up, going, calm me down, God, come on now. But, you know, the reality of it was, eventually, I just thought to myself, boy, what a sick person that needs to go out into the world every day and actually try to bully people. You know, once she got this power, this illusory power, of course, the same power police and military think they have, illusory power, to tell people how to behave and what to do. Like, I was out of the fucking store. It's not your fucking store. You work there. You're a manager for someone that owns it. You're, you know, in no way affected by when I walk out the door. You know what I mean? Whether I still have it on, whether I don't have it on, but she's got to say something, you know? My days are limited there. I can't stand to look at her face really anymore, you know what I mean? Because I don't go anywhere, you know what I mean, where I give a fuck what anyone says, and you know what I mean? If this bitch is waiting to pounce on me, then I'll let it happen, and then we'll, you know, have our say, and then we'll move on to another fucking deli of some kind. You know what I mean? Regardless, I'm just trying to explain, like, people, man. People are sick, and it's why this works, you know? I really don't know, like I said yesterday, what it's going to take for people to realize this is actually a spiritual war, and that the spirit inside most people is engulfed with fear through the perceptions of whether you believe in the you know, pandemic as a pandemic, whether you realize it's a pandemic and you're terrified of what's to come, but you're just pretending you're not and telling yourself Trump's going to fix it. Whether you're, you know, a crazy lunatic lefty that's terrified of every leaf that blows and wear a mask to bed because you've been raised to be in such fear and you've been sheltered from the world so much between your life experiences and the experiences allowed to you in the world, and then properly guided by your parents in an emotional, logical, you know, psychological state of dealing with life, you know. So most kids are completely formed by their peers and then never really grow out of that and spend their entire lives trying to be these things that parents are supposed to teach by example. Your kids that you are all of that already. You don't need accolades, approval, distinguishment, and recognition to be that, you know, to be that beautiful spirit that is you, and to be in the world as you wish, and to realize there is nothing to fear. Step into that realization that, you know, the problems in the world are not what are being explained to us. There is a sinister, more sinister agenda here. Let me look at it. Let me put aside the things I'm afraid of. Things that I might lose, my job, my home, food, you know, my own self-respect, my, you know, safety net of believing that, you know, it's all in someone else's hands, whether it's a government, whether it's a politician or a deity or a group. You know, these groups running all around. They think they're going to change the world. All being used to bring in division and nonsense and to nurture that psychological babiness that these younger kids have not grown out of yet. Some people never grow out of. So again, all psychology, all a psychological battle on the spiritual plane. The spiritual, the internal aspects of yourself. That thought process that forms your opinions based on your experiences and perceptions, mixed with the heart energy and the emotional aspects of yourself, and what that produces and what they combine, that you then put out into the world. And if you don't take the time to fill that knowledge with truth, and to run through the emotional process of accepting it, you will put nothing but garbage out into the world and be able to be steered or stood down, no matter what you believe, which is even worse. You could believe this is bullshit, you could know it, could see it happening, but you could conform and capitulate because you think that's the best thing for your family and kids, to keep them safe from you know, the nasty bad guys in the uniforms, or so that they don't starve, or so they get their education, or whatever it is in your mind that you think is more important than fucking freedom. Because you don't have any of those things without freedom. I'm sorry, you know? And once you understand the awareness that is you, that is forever, that is part of the all, the creation and creator itself, that animates this physical body, in the physical material world, needs to be brought forth and lives on eternally. You know the core of most religions, except there's a deity at a gate going, oh, you believeth in me, come in, you know, like a child story, instead of realizing, no, these things need to be embodied and embraced and manifested from within you into the world in order to evolve spiritually, so that we can grow and evolve in this lifetime here as humans. But we're being held back from that people are content controlling others and leading and ruling, and they've mastered that psychology, and they invert it, and they play the emotional aspects of the self against one another in society with propaganda and news and perception and school and indoctrination and everything the fuck else, you know, which leads to the ultimate problem in the world, which is poor parenting. And then you have psychological adolescents running around at 30 years old that think they know things. And then you steer them, you know. You direct them. You bring forth all the inadequacies, all the fear, all the undealt with anger, all the shame, all the things that these people want to rid themselves of, that they're living through every day, using proxies to tell themselves that they, you know, don't have those feelings within them, so they can virtue signal and, you know, wear their mask under their chin, or join some fucking BLM group, or anti-hate group, or left fucking group, or right group, and feel like, boom, this is me making a difference in the world, in a sea of fucking people that are all wearing masks, you know, waiting to trust the plan and wait for Q. Or the other side, who thinks, you know, shoving everybody in a house and making them wear a mask 24/7 is the safest thing that we can do, you know, and then pitting them against each other, instead of taking that step back and realizing, wait a fucking minute, man. This is coming in regardless. It's not just in this country, it's all over the fucking globe. Maybe it's a little bigger than Donald Trump and Biden. Maybe it's every fucking where. Maybe I should look and see what's going on in Australia, New Zealand, Spain, Germany, you know, Switzerland, you know, Sweden. Maybe I should look around, you know, the UK, look at that lockdown and how they're progressing over there and what the people are doing. Maybe I should realize, hey, this might be coming here. Maybe I should get my head out of the fucking clouds and sitting back, texting and Facebooking and zooming back and forth. My president can beat up your president. Yeah, but you don't know, man. It was Russian hack. Oh, yeah? Prove it, man. You know what I mean? All the fucking retardation people are doing right now. Distraction. For a completely set up and contrived outcome for you to be playing into right now. So that this goes on and on. And the match is lit. We can have an excuse for the economy and the shortages and all that shit. It won't be because of the first lockdowns. It'll be because, you know, Trump did this, or the lefties did that, or the way they spit it on the media, who they want you to hate, so they can go the way of the controllers who own the media. People will sit at home. Or you get up off your ass and realize you're in the greatest story ever told, and you're a participant. And truth needs your voice, man. Truth needs your actions. Truth needs your example. And it needs you to wake the fuck up. You know, it's not something that's going to chase after you. You know, you have to want it. And if you do, you'll get it. The question is, will you accept it? Because it's not a picnic or a party. shitty, horrible things are happening. Evil scumbag fucking people are behind it. Maybe even another force beyond that is of an artificially intelligent realm. And you're the hero. Hey, welcome, Iron Man, Iron Woman. Welcome, everyone. Shouldn't even go that direction. That's a technical, Superman, Superwoman. How's that? That's better. Step into it, man, because without it, your kids and grandkids, my kids and grandkids, they don't have a fucking chance, man. They don't have a chance to experience and grow and learn and come to love life in the proper way. Have you done that? Have you taken your life experiences, good and bad yet, and accepted them for the learning experience that it's been? And make yourself a better person out of that? And then open the door and get out of bed every day and live life as someone who's learned things and is ready to try new things and ready to, take those lessons and apply them to oneself and go into the world. Have you done that? Because if you haven't, I don't even know how the fuck you expect your kids they're going to get it to begin with. But the reality of it is the chance of them even being able to do that is being ripped away from them. To be programmed and watched and directed and told what to think and how to think, what to put in their body, what to do every day when they get up, into a controlled, safe, little society some people think is utopia, which there's no such thing as. Not in this physical realm, I'll tell you that. Life will always have its problems, but with a logical understanding, a moral foundation of what is real and what is not when it comes to the natural world, and living alongside those laws that are put there by the Creator. Like we live alongside the rule of gravity. You don't go, I'm going to walk off a cliff. Oh shit, I didn't believe it. Gravity, but it was there. You know that's there. It's the same with our behavior. And until we realize that you don't get to ignore 9/11. You don't get to ignore the wars that have come from that, based on a Project for New American Century agenda to kick this off. You don't get to ignore, all the evidence that points to all the false flags that have been going on. You don't get to ignore, assassinations of people like Kennedy and Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy, and allow yourself to just keep living in the world. And that goes on and on and on. I mean, we'll keep going, you know what I mean? The weapons of mass destruction, you don't get to ignore that. You don't get to ignore the facts in the current scandemic that exist, that they even tell you are there. They don't really hide what they're doing. They know you won't look at it if it ain't on stupid square box, But they tell you, these COVID deaths are, anyone includes up to 28 days from any death, you know what I mean? Having found the virus, which of course, we know is genetic material that everybody possesses, and at any magnification can be seen in anybody. You bring the magnification high enough, so if they want you to have it, you'll have it. If they don't, magnification will be low enough. You still have it because you're sick and shedding toxins. Well, quarantine. People are doing that all around here. Just somebody in school doesn't feel good, gets a test. Boom, there goes the domino effect. Everybody's scared and quarantining. Now try convincing them that this is all bullshit once it's touched their lives, so they perceive, with no scientific understanding, no factual evidence. I tell them, just boom, so-and-so tested, school says you got a, boom, having gone through that, oh yes, we get on Facebook, oh my goodness, it's happened at my school, we're going through it now too, hang in there, America, you know what I mean? Try taking that experience and changing the perception of that person who now believes, because they've been programmed to be perceived that they have been touched by it, without any logical understanding whether that happened or not, to become their belief, Lots of fun, but the reality of it is, it's how the lie works. It plays on the psychological aspects of people that they don't know are being played on, which is why people that see this, when they explain things in a logical, progressive fashion, they get that blank stare, you just go, but, again, planting those seeds is really all, because I've gone through banging my head and You know, don't fucking get what people, I've been through all of it, you know, and I'll go through it again, you know. It just gets worse because, as David Icke will tell you, this is only where we are, not where it's planned to go. So hold on to your butts. You got it, Samuel L. Jackson from Jurassic Park. Hold on to your butts. Because you're being called to be activated in this spiritual war, and you're choosing. You're either activating yourself properly, morally, truthfully, understanding what you're doing, or you're not. You know, you could be working towards it, and I hope that people work towards it enough to pull themselves out of this illusion of who the next leader is going to be, when no matter what's coming in is coming in, their plan is coming in, you know, whether it's shutting down the internet or the uppage of, you know, cases and deaths with statistics that are just people dying and sick of the flu, but the flu, you know, numbers are vanished for the year. You know, oh, I'm not going to connect that, you know what I mean? You know, or people start to see it for what it is. Choice and consequence, that's how it works. There's an individual choice and consequence which we need to make happen in the collective, so that the choice and consequence there, ratio-wise, is backed by the understanding of truth, morality, and freedom. And what that means, not causing harm, not forcing yourself on one another. The 7 natural law transgressions, you know, that cause physical harm, you know, murder, rape, assault, theft, trespass, you know, coercion, willfully lying in order to manipulate, such as, you know, something like this scamdemic, not saying, oh, I love that dress, honey, you know, that's a willful lie, to, you know, not that kind of willful lie, but, you know, the purposeful manipulation and hiding of information so that the choices you make benefit someone else and bring harm into the world based on what you've done, not the person that programmed you to do it. Karma works differently through the manifestor of the harm, which is what these cops and military guys got to start understanding, man. You are and always have been the way this gets brought in. And, you know, having had to have some kind of understanding of what the protection of rights are and what you are supposed to be, to now see you're being asked to you know, step into a role of aggressor for such trivial things as not wearing masks or having COVID passes on your phone or denying people food and all the things you're going to be asked to do. They can't do it without you. Of course, they can't do it without all of us complying. There's more of us than you. But to avoid the aggression of violence, which is what police and military will bring, you know, by going along with this, all you guys have to do is realize you're part of this. Realize you hold the key. Wait a minute here, you know, we're seeing movements where cops are throwing their handcuffs down and shit. You know, is it propaganda? I don't know, probably. You know, I mean, I think it was Gareth Icke was talking about, David Icke, one of them, $16 million thrown by way of the military in Britain out of nowhere, which of course, as he well pointed out, means police. You know, it means people on the streets of England. You know, it's not for some foreign overseas war to, you know, get new trucks so they can invade a desert, you know. It's meant to police their own. And that will be, as David Icke has always said, the fusion of police and military into a world of AI, which you answer only to the Justice Department and are spied on, watched 24/7. Call yourself free because you're safe. You're safe. Just don't do any fucking thing they don't want. Don't fucking think it. Don't say it. And you're good, man. Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. All right, I've rambled on enough. I think we get the point. I'm going to end here. And I don't know if I could pick up more chemtrails up there, just blasting us today with this shit. Good times, man. Good times. Love you guys. Get learning, get speaking.